ready. Let's go.
Alright, good afternoon everybody and welcome to this flight. I'm going to try and fix the mistakes from the last attempt and hopefully everything goes well. Now we are still in XP11.30b4. beta 4. The reason is we want to look at some of the particle system improvements, and I hope you just enjoy the flight with me. Leave some comments. Talk with me, otherwise the flight gets boring very fast, and let me know if I need to show you something or if you just need some advice or just want to talk. Thanks, and thanks for being here. Okay, so I just set up my Discord. You're welcome to join me there as well. Links are in the description of the video. I've been having some issues with the ground handling deluxe. I'm just going to give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it bombs out halfway, so be it. Let's give it a try. I had to make a slight modification there. I'm not using 19.9 on the payload, I'm only using 19.6. The reason being that I want my takeoff weight to correspond between SimBrief and the tablet over here. Hello, Blaster ML, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Hello, Jan. Hello, Andile. Blaster, I've been keeping an eye out for all the Black Friday sales. I think we have seen quite a few. I know there are guys already advertising on Sim Market, but you'll probably get the brunt of it on Friday when it is Black Friday. So just keep your eyes open. There's bound to be a lot of sales. Right, so I'm going to leave this page open. This is the famous takeoff where we have to fly certain radials, and we also have to do the noise abatement procedure. So we're going to refer back to this a little bit later on, and I'll talk you through how to set it up better and further than this. Okay, guys, so herein comes the changes and the different to normal takeoff. Basically on the screen you'll see there we've got a noise abatement procedure, so we are required to fly at V2 plus 10 until 900 feet. So our V1 is, I beg your pardon, V2 is 151 and plus 10 is 161, so that's set up on the MCP. On our airport chart you can see the runway heading is 102, so that has been set. And if we look at our departure, it is required to make a reasonably wide turn. So what I am going to do is I'm not going to use full 30 degrees. I'm just going to use 20 degree turn there. So we don't turn too tight and get too close back to the airport. I hope that is sufficient. We can make it wider later on if we need to. Then what we need to do is we need to have control of whatever is happening. There's no point if the requirements are set stringently that we just overshoot them. So the only way to have control is to do this manually. So we're going to do like a step climb. Our initial altitude will be 1000 to allow us to break the noise abatement procedure barrier of 900 that we have over there. So once we go past 900, we're going to then increase our speed to V2 plus 20, and we have to maintain that speed until 3,100 feet. Now in all that happening, we have to now follow a heading of 282 degrees, and then we need to intercept a radial from Sierra Victor Delta of 250. That will take us out to 19 DME, and then we have to fly the arc up to radial 276 of Sierra Victor Delta, turn left, and then join our departure at Ilefa. Now over here you can see we need to climb to 2000. There we need to be at 3000. Once we reach the 20 nautical mile DME arc, we can then obviously switch to VNAV and LNAV as usual. And this is the whole trick, and this is the reason I'm doing this flight again, because the last time it went horribly wrong, and I've since practiced once or twice, and I think I've got a better grip on it, so I'm hoping. And this is part of the challenge. It's just going to be to fly it better. Alright, now the next step that we need to do, and this is also why I made a big red mark in my checklist, and you can download the checklist in the link from the description below. I've updated that one now, so there is a new one. At this point in time, we're busy setting up the noise abatement procedure, the MCP and all, but we still need to set up the FMC. There are a couple of things that we need to do in the FMC to maintain the required tracks and speeds and stuff. So let's have a look at that. Just want to change the view here quickly. So in order for us to have some other visual reference, we need to put up a fix. And we know that it's Sierra Victor Delta. That's the VOR that is going to determine where and how we fly. So we're going to input that as a fix. Then we're going to input 19 nautical miles to give us a nice big circle that we can see we should stay inside of that circle and not go over it, because we need to fly that arc, remember, so that goes in there. Our very first turn is going to be on a radial of 250, and the next one is 276. Alright, so there we have 250. And the next one is 276, and the arc at 19 DME. Now once we've done this, We also need to put the noise abatement procedure in there. So let me just bring that back up. As you can see here, we're going to be too fast. That's not adhering to the noise abatement procedure at all. So we need to make an adjustment. And then we also need to remember that below 2000 we need to be at V2 plus 20, which will then be 71. And that should take care of our noise abatement speeds. Now if we look at our navigational display, you're now going to see our radials. There's our VOR, and that's our 250 radial and the 276 radial. So we are literally going to take off, turn around, come back, and then intercept those radials. Now the nice thing about this Zibo and the Navigraph data that is inside of it is we can actually cheat a little bit if we want to. We can actually fly this departure on VNav and LNav. It's not going to be proper, but it is doable. And if I zoom out a little bit, you will see that Navigraph has already provided the first intersection point for us. And if we go a little bit further, you will see there is our arc. Stand by one moment. Sorry guys, I'm back. The telephone just interrupted me there for a second. Alright, so just to recap, we now have our visual cues. The MCP is set up. We have no reason not to fly this better than the last time, I hope. So let's go for it. Let's continue.
Grounded to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Please call me through the menu when you're ready.
Okay, I just need to get our altimeter settings quickly, so I'm just requesting the ATIS. (1017) set. So while we're waiting for the APU to start up, let's have a look outside. Nice exhaust simulation there. Just want to mention something quickly. I actually looked it up in the week because there was a discussion on the Explain11 Facebook page about this, and somebody made a video. You can use any of the fuel pumps to start the APU. I personally prefer left aft because that is the one closest to the APU. I actually watched while doing research, 2 real-world captains having it out. The old man said to the young guy, you always use the forward one, and the young guy said, no, you use that one. So I don't want to get into a fight. You can use anyone will work. I use this one simply because it's the closest, and in my mind as an engineer, that's the better one to use. So just to mention what I saw. Blaster, no, there's no difference. The Boeing starts up as a Boeing. Zibo gets more and more better code in there, so where you were able to cheat and do it like a flight simmer previously, you might now have certain limitations. Like for instance, you can't start with packs on. That has now been stopped, for instance, but if you know how to start a Boeing, you should be able to start this one, but otherwise we'll help you through it, and just watch the video.
Captain has to turn on the fasten seatbelt. time, we do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Blaster, yeah, you can look at the video later on, but in short, what you need to do is you need to use GPS-L or GPS-R. You cannot get the IRS alignment to run properly in the Zibo if you do not use it properly. So let me just show you while we're waiting. If you go to your initialization position page, what you need to do is you need to, once you've inserted your airport, you need to go to your next page, either previous or next page. That will give you a GPS left and GPS right. You need to use one of these ones. If you do not use one of these ones, you're going to, if you're lucky enough that the IRS will align, you're going to get IRS drift later on in your flight, depending on the length of the flight. I think it starts about 3 hours in the flight. After 3 hours, you're going to notice that the aircraft won't follow the magenta line and it's going to have drift. So it's very important that you do use the correct GPS coordinates, because it's not about the airport, it's about where that aircraft is. That's the main difference between this and previous models of 737s that we all grew up with in flight simming.
Good morning, folks, from the flight deck. Get your captain for the ride. It looks like it should be pretty good. So we're planning on a smooth ride. We'll get there as soon as we can, and as safe as we can. We'll talk to you once we get airborne. Welcome aboard.
Alright, so I'm basically ready for the taxi briefing. We're just going to push back. We're going to use the Juliet and the Alpha and then Charlie taxiways to the holding point, at which point in time we'll enter the runway for the takeoff. And that's as simple as that today. As you can see, we've actually got fuel, there's 1 ton in our center tanks. The Boeing 737 will always use center tank first, so we have to make sure that we also enable our fuel tanks for center tanks. The fuel pumps for center tanks. Sorry about that.
Boarding is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the cabins. Verify arm door standby for all call.
Grounded to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
We are getting ready to engage here, however, we cannot do so while anybody's standing in the house. So we ask that you please take your seats at this time, be ready to keep up the service happen.
Blaster, have you tried it since the failure? Because it could be that flight sim, the actual X-plane failures was enabled, or it could have been a bad load. Have you tried it subsequent, maybe just at another airport? Or even at the same place just after a reload? Have you tried that?
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Also, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Let me show you. If you use this switch over here at the top, this knob, you can turn it and it will change the display. If you turn it to the far right, it will tell you that the minutes it requires for the alignment. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 12. In my case, I force it to go on to 1 minute. So you must also, once you hit the you turn these knobs twice onto nav, you need to turn this knob, make sure it's to the far right, and then you'll see a minute value. Just keep an eye on that. So maybe you were just you know, in a bit of a hurry and you missed the line time or something. Always refer here.
Pin is secured. Please release parking brake. Starting pushback now, and you may start your engine.
You actually don't switch to the align option. Look here at the top, you'll see there it goes directly to nav. You skip align completely. So you turn the knob twice, it goes on to nav. Turn this knob twice, goes on to nav. Then you turn it, you see that knob is showing heading STS. HTG STS, that's where you want it. That will show you the amount of time left in your countdown for the timer, and then the rest is up to you where you want to set it to afterwards. But that aligned time will show up there. We obviously passed that, so don't look at this number. It will show you how many minutes is left, and then you can work out, you know, when it should be ready or not. After you've done that process, then you go into the FMC and you actually set your GPS location with GPS left or right.
Disconnecting tow, please stand by. Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on your left, sir. See you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you, there's our pin, so we are ready to go. I've done the control surface check. And we have flaps 5 with a green light as well.
For departure.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Approaching 10. On runway 10.
Right, so I'm just going to keep the mic open, so I've got my hand free to actually fly this departure now.
V1, rotate. Positive rating.
Gear up. I don't want to climb too fast because we need to borrow some time for ourselves. So we're going to enable Command A for us and allow the aircraft to now climb above 900. One thing that I did notice is that even after we have programmed the V speeds, it seems to go for the higher one anyway, for V2 plus 20. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. Alright, so now we've reached our initial target altitude, and what we're going to do is turn now to heading 282 according to our chart. And like I said earlier, we're not going to turn too steeply. We're just going to take it easy so we remain slightly away from the airport. I'm also going to start to prepare for the 2000 foot climb. Well, at least the climb up to 2000 feet, so 2000 foot. And there we have the climb.
Thousand to go.
That turn was still slightly shallow, but it's better than being on top of that airport. So there's the airport. At least we're over the water. I don't think anybody can complain about the noise there. Right, so that is 2000, and now we wait for our turn. That should align us nicely on radial 250. Let's just narrow it down a little bit. Right, I'm going to turn a little bit more because of that wind. Make sure we stay on 250. Right, so the next waypoint is at 19 DME, where we need to turn and follow the arc and try our best not to go over the arc, because that's the requirement, so we'll try. And because we are so slow, we can't even raise the flaps yet. We just got to ride this out now. Hey John, sorry to hear about that headphone, and thanks for being here. John, here's your particle system you were wanting to see. Have a look here. Yes, I agree. It's very nice. Very, very nice. Our temperature is within about 1 or 2 degrees from dew point, so there's a lot of moisture in the air here. It was raining earlier, and it was also said to be raining at the destination, so we'll see what the particle system does then. Right, let's focus on the waypoint. Need to turn a little bit sharper over here now. Right, and once we've leveled out, we can then climb to 3,000 foot and go for that next waypoint. I see I overshot that arc a little bit. We won't say anything, just between us. Yeah, you better not say anything. The virtual CAA will have my license. I don't think it will be that bad, but anyway, now we just keep it quiet. We're trying. John, yeah, I'm only on NOAA. I haven't installed any FS enhancer in the beta. This is explained beta 11.30b4. So I initially tried it, and then I found I had a bit of a FPS hit, so I just took it out, and so I'm just on NOAA. I really disliked the default weather, so I had to make a plan and just use NOAA again. Okay, be with you guys in a second.
As we go.
Right, so I've just climbed up to our 3000 foot mark. We have passed our 19 DME mark and we can then enable VNAV and LNAV. And start retracting the flaps. I just want to get some speed. Alright, so we have set the new altitude and we did the altitude intervention there, and now we can sit back and relax and the aircraft will fly as usual. Alright, I just cancelled the fix over there so we don't have those green dotted lines following us everywhere. Right, so we're almost at the top of the climb there, and in total I think this flight from takeoff till landing is about 49-50 minutes, so it's not that long, and we can have a nice chat in the middle as well.
miles to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, seatbelt signs off. You are free to move about. Please remember while seated to keep your seatbelts fastened. We'll update you once we start our descent. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us.
SCV, this blue bar at the top showing the track and showing you all the flight information. That is the top bar that I'm referring to, and this is given to me by a very nice gentleman by the name of Benny, and the product is called Benny Overlay. You just have to program your OBS to be able to do all these things. I mean, let me show you. All of this, everything that I'm doing now is just something that I've pre-programmed. So I can switch things on or off, and this is all controlled by the OBS software. Here's something else, some scrolling text that you can add in here. You can change the text to anything you want. I actually record Explain as a game. I don't want to record my screen, because if I click outside of Explain, then you're going to see what is on my screen. There is nothing, so you're going to see nothing, but then it kind of breaks the whole idea of streaming the game. So I've created it as a game in this OBS software. I've noticed, thank you very much.
Delta 2116, Los Angeles, Doctor. Can you park the left runway today?
Yeah, we're just gonna change our numbers.
Okay, go ahead and put that in for right now.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
2116, we got the numbers, we're ready also.
Delta 2116, wind calm, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25 left, Delta 2116.
Delta 2116, contact SoCal departure today.
Guys, excuse me for 2 minutes. I just want to grab something cold from the fridge. I will be back. I'm just a little bit thirsty. I am back, thank you. Oops, I pressed the wrong shortcut. Oh. John, I hear what you're saying about this AVI tab, but I mean, I've got my Navigraph on my tablet already. I've got SimBrief on my tablet already. I've got absolutely everything. The only thing that I don't have on the tablet is the actual controls. I cannot initiate the PA system or actually run these things, you know. So for me, when I'm in the aircraft, this is where I'm busy with, and when I don't want to see it, I just look away like this. I can see that there's merit in what you're saying, but not for me, you know. It's a personal choice, I suppose. If I want to use the tablet, I can use the tablet here. I know there was a way to undock this thing as well. I can't exactly remember how to do that, but I can figure it out again. Most of the times when I'm not streaming, I do this. I just take it away. I don't need it because everything else I need is here. You understand? So I just project this in here to show you, but I mean, I've got 3 screens in front of me and each one has got everything in front of me already. And for me personally, having just another thing on the tablet is just going to, you know, not have any benefit for me personally. Exactly. If it makes you happy, then by all means pursue it. I haven't seen anything apart from that Air Manager version where the guy integrated the tablet with Air Manager, but I don't know, maybe you can use it standalone. Have a look, search for it, see if you can find it. SCV, that is a long flight, eh? Are you also flying X-plane? Okay. Just for clarity's sake, the overlay is not part of X-plane. What you guys see on the screen here is projected on the screen. I can show you. That is X-plane. There is nothing in my X-plane. This is what my screen looks like. See, I have to physically switch on the overlay stuff. You've confused me. I'm not sure what overlay editor you're talking about. I've never had to put any airways into X-Plane. Everything is done through your add-on aircraft and by updating your air racks of X-Plane. So that puts whatever it needs into the simulator and then you just use it. Yes, the only other place I use overlays is actually when I make my auto scenery. I don't have auto scenery in this area, but that's the only other time I use overlay editor for anything, or create overlays. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to program the ILS as a standby. Yes, John, I am missing FS Enhancer. I need my clouds back, but we're waiting for version 0.6. and this will be the RNAV arrival, so we're going to shoot for that one first. If there is a major problem with the weather and we need to add another 100 foot to our minimums, we will switch over to the ILS in order to carry out the landing, but that's just on standby and in case. So another 7 minutes, then we will start our descent. Thanks, John. I haven't done that in such a long time. I had to figure that one out again. Juliet. John, it was J for Juliet. That is a cumulative patch, so all you need is version 3.30 full, and then you include Juliet afterwards. Oh, sorry, explain. Sorry, man. Beta 4. Cannot recall exactly. I think it was Thursday last week.
From the flight deck, we're about to begin our descent. Please return your seats and fasten your seatbelts for the remainder of the flight. It's been our pleasure to have you on board today. I hope you enjoyed the flight.
Nope, you have to run the installer and then select that checkbox to get the betas. Right, so I'm already starting to think about this landing. I recall that this is in the mountains. We're going to go very low over those mountains, and the final approach is very fast, so I'm going to slow down before we need to and just take it easy. I don't want to get into any situation that makes me want to rush anything.
1,000 to go.
Right, time to concentrate, so don't want to listen to that music right now. And we're turning for finals, so next step is gear down, flaps 15, and telling the people to get ready to land.
$2,500.
To go.
Thousand feet, stabilized, missing approaching.
Approaching 16.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 300. 200.
Bit of a wind there from the side.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Well guys, welcome. Looks like we made it. Nobody died. Thank you. That was a nice landing. I thought so. Especially with that 6-knot wind pushing from the side. That was cool. Now I read your comments and I don't look we're on driving. Yes, we've landed. I want to watch a replay afterwards again, eh? And this oak is sleeping on the job. Hello, I'm gonna drive over you. Anyway, let's have mercy today.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Burchell.
That was not bad. Haha. Well guys, thank you for joining. It was absolutely a wonderful flight for me, and it was nice having you guys here. I hope to see you guys sometime soon again, and remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, just subscribe please. It will be so cool to have more subscribers. Bye bye for now.